All right, welcome back, everyone. We are live from the Tropicana, the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. We're at the ACS Nationals 2019, and we are watching the first round of Scotch doubles. And if I could pick a team to win this event, or possibly be a favorite to win, it's the team shooting right now. Stacy Lineroad and Roger Sen. I had the pleasure of watching both these players play at the state championships in Texas. They both played really, really good pool. Good evening, Jim. John Duncan, I love the Jacoby Black, but I haven't fully switched over to it yet. I'm going to wait until after VNEA to switch. I just don't want to change my game right now, seeing how I've been playing some really good pool lately, so I kind of want to take about a month to get used to the Jacoby Black. It does take some getting used to. Good evening, Dean. And for all 52 of you that we have watching right now, if you guys could click that share button for me, that would be greatly appreciated. Let's see if we can jack these numbers up. Andrew, this is Ben on the mic right now, and for anyone else that was not already aware, I do have a very similar sounding voice to Grant Zemp. But this is Ben Francis on the mic right now. I believe Grant went to get some dinner. And I did win my match, so I'll play the final at 1:30 tomorrow, or around 1:30. Thank you, Neil and Teresa. I'll save the celebration for tomorrow after I win the title. I think I think for all our regular viewers, you would all recognize the difference between our voices, but possibly first-time viewers and maybe people who don't watch all the time, they might not be able to tell the difference between myself and Grant's voice. What's happening, Sean, Pete, Johnny, thank you. Hopefully the balls keep rolling my way for another 3 weeks. Thank you, Andrew. I will keep grinding, staying focused, trying to bring home the title back to Canada. And thank you, Terry. Robert says I sound older than my age. That's definitely possible. I may have been told that once or twice. So Roger is kind of in a funny spot here shooting this 10 ball. It will go in the side. The problem being there really is no shape on the 11 other than maybe a bank shot. So I think I just roll this in and leave my partner the bank in the bottom right. That's what he's going to do. A bank shot to the bottom right pocket. Hopefully I'll be busy for a month of winning. Yes, John. So here we go. Stacy with the bank in the bottom left. Sorry, bottom right. This is in the heart. This is nothing but net. How good did she hit that ball? How good is that? And now you'll all see why I picked these two to be one of the favorites. Definitely two of the strongest players in the room in their respective divisions, and then you get them playing scotch together, and we'll see what happens. They look like they could be dangerous. That's a really nice out. Great bank from Stacy. So we do have a match on the other table as well, which I will sort of switch back and forth. I'll watch a little of both, but I will focus more on Roger and Stacy's match because I believe, from how I've seen them play, that match will finish first. And then we can watch the conclusion of this match that we're watching right now. Mark, an advanced player in this format would be considered an A caliber. They do have a master ranking in this ACS. That would be sort of like a double A. And yes, Teresa, I was unaware that I could have played Scotch doubles. It usually conflicts with the 9-ball singles in CCS, so I made the assumption that it would be the same here, but it is not. They will work around you, and the Scotch didn't start till right now, so there was time to play both. Unfortunately, I wasn't in time to get a good partner. Roger was just laughing. He said, "Can I commentate in between games when they're shooting?" Albert, I don't doubt it for a minute. I'm sure if they had VNEA in BC Canada, you would win VNEA, but unfortunately this is not VNEA. This is ACS. I would probably pick you, Teresa, if you were here to play. Would have been handy to have you here. Could have used a sharp shooting Scotch doubles partner such as yourself. So pretty good effort on the bank shot, but that was a really tough angle to play the bank. So we'll see if the back door can be cleaned up here. Opening with the 5-ball seems like a bit of a risky option playing horn shape there. Well executed anyway. Let me know if that keeps up, Kevin. Definitely possible that it is lagging because we are running on Wi-Fi in here, which is rare for us. We usually hardwire in, but that unfortunately was not an option at this event. So let me know if it keeps up and I'll try to make a correction. Possibly try just exiting out, closing your Facebook, reopen it, see if that helps. Oh, thank you for watching, Teresa. We appreciate it. You're one of the biggest fans. And yes, we would have played in the advanced division. You have to play in the division of your highest ranked player. So unfortunately, if we played together, you would have to play in the advanced. If you found a different partner, you might be able to play in the open or the standard division. What's up, Grant? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the nice compliment. The ball's definitely rolled my way. I've definitely had the better of the rolls, which is absolutely necessary in Valley Table 9 ball. You got to get some luck. Can't just play good. Thank you, Ashley. And Teresa, you definitely play like an advanced player, so I'm sure we would do fine in this division. Only had a few moments of silence there while the music quit. They do have a playlist on repeat. There's about 12 songs on the playlist. Luckily, they're all fairly good songs, so I won't complain. Oh, Kevin, you bring up a great point because my jaw dropped too when I missed that 5. I don't know what I was doing there. I lost focus for a split second. That's all it takes in this game. I could have easily been punished for that. There's been times when I would lose a match after that. Seems to be the pool gods do not shine in your favor after you make a crucial error like that. Rob says, did I find the balls drifting a bit? Actually, Rob, I think this, or I should say these two stream tables, they seem to be rolling really straight. They put brand new cloth on them and leveled them, so if it does have a drift, it's a very slight drift. Well, that's a great shot there for a 1-0 lead, so I'll switch you guys back over. It looks like this Medicine Hat team, which I believe is Kim Bonnet, and I'm not familiar with his partner, but I do believe they are from Medicine Hat. They ran out to the 8 ball and got a little bit funny. And then Stacy and Roger played a safety. And that's kind of got you guys caught up. Good shot from Stacy here, but she did lose the cue ball a little bit, which I find sometimes the rails are grabbing quite a bit on the juice, which is sort of rare for new cloth. Usually slides quite a bit. These don't seem to slide as much as you would think they would. Oh, thank you, John and O'Neill. Appreciate it. Kevin, we already tried to put her on a plane. She don't listen. I'm sure you'll see her here next year playing. She's definitely one of those up-and-comers that will be hearing a lot of her name in the next handful of years. Good times, Jerry, right? You gotta have a good playlist for these events. Oh, Stacy and Roger are in great shape here to clean this up. She'll shoot the 14. He will shoot the 10. They'll save the 9 to get on the 8, but this is, you could shoot these balls in any 3 order. But I do like the way they went about that, just leaving the 9 for the 8. Makes it nice and simple. You couldn't really get any bad angle on the 9. And I like the way she played that also with just a stop shot. She could have tried to do more to get closer, but it wasn't necessary. She knows her partner pots very well, so smart play by Stacy there. And in between racks, I will throw up a few of our ads here. Sure Shot Billiards Q site. You can check them out online, www.sureshotbilliardsite.com. You can save 10% with the CSL promo code, CSL Pool, all caps. And this is a really genius little device. Very simple, yet very effective. So it looks like Stacy and Roger are going to let Roger break. And he hits it pretty hard with the best of them. He lost the cue ball a bit there, but it looks like he did make a ball. Very tricky little out. Balls are fairly congested. At first glance, I would think low ball is probably the only way to run out. You would have to most likely bank the 7 in the bottom right. David, you would have seen Stacy play at the Texas ACS state championships that we streamed last year. She won the singles, and I believe she won the scotch as well. Brian Nilsson, Vegas is great as always, but ask me that in another 15 days. See if I have the same answer. This town tends to wear on you after a while. That is correct, Kevin. We are in Vegas. We are in Vegas for almost a month. Sorry, guys. Tripped over my words there a little bit, but yes, we are in Vegas for almost a month. Trying to read too many comments at once is the problem here. Awesome, Randy. Look forward to meeting you. Come say hi at the stream desk here. You can't miss us. We're behind all the cameras. Thank you for the nice compliment. Well, I have become a much better teacher over the past year or two, so I would love to see where I could take your game, Teresa. What's up, Robert? Timothy, yeah, the vendors are great here. I mean, we got lots of cool stuff here. Definitely check out JB Cases. He's got lots of really good deals, all kinds of cool stuff there. You can also check out Richard Splooge is the maker of the Thumper Jump Break You. He is in the building. He's got a diamond table at his booth. Yeah, David, we are simulcasting on YouTube. It is there. I am watching it live on the tablet. We have a tablet set up on Facebook and one on YouTube, so I can follow your comments no matter where you might be commenting from. Lou, I played okay today. I felt like I played not the best pool through all my matches. I definitely had one match where I played really, really good. But I had a couple matches that weren't quite as good as I would have wanted, but the balls did roll my way, so that's the main thing in this. 9-ball, you really need the balls to roll your way. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. I'll try to bring back that title to Canada. I'll bring back at least a couple of them during this trip, with any luck. You can buy me lunch for every lesson. There you go, Teresa. I do accept lunch as payment. Up there. Looks like we got Mr. Zemp back.
Indeed. And congratulations to Mr. Franchise, A-side winner. Well done.
Yeah. I was just telling them how good the balls rolled for me today.
Yeah, somebody was looking out for you.
I feel like I played not the best pool, but I definitely didn't play bad.
No, you didn't play bad, but
You've seen me play better.
I've seen you play better.
The one match that I didn't play on the stream was probably one of the best matches I've played in a 9-ball tournament in a
history?
really long time.
Wow.
Possibly ever.
That would have been scary to see.
But good chance if it was on the stream, I wouldn't have played that good.
Yeah, well, you never know.
There's a nerve factor there, right?
Yeah. I did not find a decent coffee yet. I didn't have long enough of a break. I actually was talking with John Lewis, who is the head man here for ACS. Talked to him for a little bit, went back, talked to John Barton with JBQs. We'll have our purchase codes pretty quick. Hopefully within hopefully by tomorrow. They're all lined up. And John Barton will join me on the live stream for a couple of different occasions. My curse did make him miss that 5-ball. You are correct.
That's funny. I can't
totally
believe I missed that.
I totally gave you the commentator's curse.
That was one of the only really big mental lapses I had all day.
Yep.
But I may have picked a good time to do it.
Yeah.
It's better to do it then than
yeah.
Early in the match.
Wow,
So maybe I let him build a lead, right?
You're up good at that point, so
it happens so fast though.
Yeah.
Those comebacks happen really fast. You got to be very careful, right?
Does Jacoby have a booth here? Unfortunately not. Brandon was supposed to be here. His father took ill. He is better now, but by the time it was all said and done, didn't have time to put the booth together.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to pack up all that stuff and try to set up a booth here.
Yeah.
So I was telling the fans that we had the pleasure, Ryan and I, watching Stacy, who's at the table right now, and her partner Roger at the ACS Texas State Championships.
Oh, okay.
And so,
Not one that I was down for.
and
I
so
didn't
I,
make that one.
I don't know all the teams in this, but I would think these two have to be one of the favorites.
Really?
They both shoot extremely strong. And so I told everyone that, and then the first rack they broke and ran out, and she banked the last ball before they ate because it
What?
had no other pocket. And he played shape for the bank, and she banked it right in the heart. So I thought they're
That's
probably favorites.
that is a strong Scotch doubles team
But
when
I
you
think
know the strength of your partner that well.
he won the singles in the A division at state championship. He won 6-0 in the final.
Wow.
She won the ladies division and the Scotch at Texas State. So they're
They're a force to be reckoned with.
definitely a huge force. Unfortunate that they're playing, I believe Kim is from Medicine Hat. I'm not very familiar with his partner, but I'm almost positive Kim Bonnet is from Medicine Hat. So it's hard to cheer against the Alberta team, but
Right?
uh,
Being that we're from Alberta.
I feel like they're in very tough to try to beat Roger and Stacy here. They're both phenomenal players.
Absolutely.
As you can see by that shot, he played a really smart shot there.
Yeah.
He could have potted that ball, possibly tried to break out the 8 later, but too much work. Played a really good safe. Now the 8 is their problem.
Do you think you could get this 8 ball off the 9? Draw off this
They
right-hand side rail and back, or are they high ball
solids,
or
yeah,
low ball? I should
yeah,
say.
they're low ball here. So she's going the right
This is
way.
what I get for walking in halfway through.
She went the right way there, which was try to make the 3 and save the 7 to break the 8. But you're right, if you're stripes, then maybe you try it off the 9 now. You can cheat the
Yeah, I
pocket
think.
a little.
Wow, that 14, I think, is that ball down there. That makes it for a really big pocket.
I might go at it right now. And if I don't hit the 14, I have a duck for my next shot, even if I don't get the
Yeah.
breakout.
Yeah, I like it.
Kim is from the hat. Thank you, everyone. I was pretty sure I just didn't want to say 100% and screw it up, but
And guys, once again, if you can help Ben and I out, smash that share button. Let's get it rocking. We're live in Las Vegas.
for 3 weeks,
3 glorious weeks.
there's going to be 17 days of pool streamed
You
by Q
gotta
Sports
love it.
Live. It's legendary. This is the stuff legends are made of.
100%. We're up for the task.
Okay, so I like what she did there. She didn't try to go for it on that shot. She's going to let Roger do the work, which he definitely has the stroke to draw into this ball if he chooses. But you'd really have to power into that 8 ball. You don't want to just break it out a little. You want to really get it out of there. But he's giving this the long look, like maybe he's thinking about a safe here.
Yeah, sure option. Spotted or re-rack? So her turn is actually choosing?
They're just trying to figure out a break situation on the other table. The 8 was made on the break. Is causing a little confusion. They're just trying to figure out if they did re-rack, if the same person has to break. That's kind of why I went quiet for a minute there. I was trying to hear what the ruling was. They got it figured out now.
Sorry, guys, and I'm just answering some questions.
Meanwhile, Roger played a really good save, as expected. And he's kind of put the pressure on Kim here to find a shot. I think he has to shoot the 7 into the 12 with low right English and try to get behind the 4-3. I think that's really the only shot. Try to get the cue ball behind the 4-3 for cover. Weather's actually great down here. It hasn't been too hot, which is
Oh, it's phenomenal weather.
that's very refreshing because
I
that's one
love
of
it.
the things I hate about coming down here is the heat.
I'm a fan of the heat.
It's been nice though.
Yeah, I'm a heat monger though.
What tourney is at the Westgate? Milo wants to know. I believe that was APA was at the Westgate.
Well, I know that Q Sports Live was live earlier. I don't know whether that was one that you're referring
Not
to.
at the Westgate.
Nope.
That's in Vegas.
Okay.
Westgate. I think Milo is thinking about APA. I'm pretty sure APA was at Westgate.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I thought I saw Q Sports live yesterday for something. Maybe that was just the Friday night in Winnipeg.
It could have been. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was probably Rod. Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume.
Okay, so Kim played an even smarter shot than the one that I saw.
I had my face in my phone, so I didn't get to see.
He played a great safety. There you go. APA was at the Westgate. That is another hotel in Vegas. So Stacy's going one rail to try to
Make the 10.
Oh, she's giving up ball in hand to try to put the 3 in a bad spot since the 7 is already in a bad spot.
No.
I actually don't mind what she did there.
I would have liked to have seen her get it a little tighter. This makes for kind of an easy breakout. 3 down to this bottom right-hand corner, draw, break the 7. You got 2.
That'll be the issue will be when if she went that way, where does the 7 go when you break it out? Because you have to,
even if you can
you
push
have
the
to
7
cut
to the,
the
top
3.
rail.
It would be delicate.
It would
It
be.
would be delicate.
It
And
would be. But it makes it a little tougher if you get that 3 married to that 7 ball,
Absolutely,
or
yeah.
down into that pack a little more.
And I'm sure that was the intention, was try to get a little tighter, but the Medicine Hat team played a great shot there. That was smart. Yeah, the hooker tournament was
Interesting.
the APA at Westgate because there's like no ball in hand or something, so
Oh.
you can like shoot your opponent's balls in and they don't get ball in hand. APA has a lot of weird rules. Oh,
That
and
is-
it's rack for each other.
That's interesting.
And I was talking to a guy earlier, Ray, and he said, first prize is 15,000. He said, if I don't slug your rack, I don't like money, he said. So everyone just gaff racks each other, and it's like
Wow.
common play to gaff rack, so nobody even worries about it, right?
That's
They
crazy.
just get up there, and every rack is like super clustered, and it's safety central, right?
I bet.
Well, hopefully one year we'll be down there streaming the APA as well.
I think so. We had a lot of good interest from APA when we did the border battle.
They will be interested more and more. So I like what she's doing here, leaving the 7 to get down to the 8 is a smart play, and she's got
She got
perfect.
on the good side of it,
That's
for sure.
absolutely perfect. Nice and close to the ball, too. Genius.
Oh, that's the tournament that Q Sports Live was live with yesterday.
Oh, okay. So the APA was at Westgate, and Q
Look
Sports
out.
Live was at Westgate.
Did he ever come close to that corner pocket?
Perfect speed, he says.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah,
move.
yeah. He was just teasing.
Well, I am going to score check the other table and run to the washroom quick.
Do we ever learn anything from lower caliber players? All the time. Absolutely, positively. That is, you know what? Even when you look at a guy like the GOAT, the greatest of all times, Efren Reyes, he used to, when he was entered in tournaments, he would leave those tournaments and go watch amateur players play. And the reason for that is, excuse me, amateur players are a little bit more courageous, I guess, than what a pro is. Pros are pretty robotic in their patterns, how they run a table. It's really the creativity of the amateur players where Efren Reyes got a lot of his creativity from. So most definitely, there's always going to be things to learn, no matter what caliber is on the live stream. Certainly, when the pros are on the stream, it's a lot of what you should do. When it is the lower caliber players, there's certainly creativity and sometimes what you should do. But most certainly, there's always things to learn. Nice little shot there. Leaves some nice angle on that 7 ball. Yeah, absolutely. Amazing shot. I am a true pool junkie, so if I'm not live streaming or on a microphone or playing in a tournament, 9 out of 10 times you're going to catch me watching somebody else's live stream. And maybe that's one of the things that maybe sets Q Sports Live apart is we're kind of all that way. We're all pool junkies. We are certainly fans of the game. Absolutely, Wayne. There are many, many different aspects to the game of pool, whether that's 9 ball, 8 ball, straight pool. Every game out there, they all have their challenges, things you're going to learn, things you're going to take away from each game. And I love it. I absolutely love it. So has to watch this 10 ball here. She does have a nice little 2 rail come around, 8 ball top right hand corner. Doesn't want to overhit. Get that 13. That is how you do it. Nice little bump on that. Really well done. I'm not sure which players won there, whether it was Kraft or Ballancat, I think is how you pronounce their last name. So we'll see what they do with the break here. Oh, he just kicked my camera with the flick of his foot. We thought we put those stands back far enough, but kicked my camera. A little bit of an earthquake. Although now it is a little bit off center, which I will definitely correct out. Thanks, David. Hey, John Duncan. I'm doing very well, thank you. Yeah, you know what, Cody? There is so much that you can learn from watching pool. It's one of the things that I give credit to my game kind of going up a little bit, was just being around pool all the time, which is kind of a double-edged sword, I guess. There are times where you just need a break and the break's not available, but I'll tell you, from pattern play and so on and so forth, although now I find myself so often behind the camera that I can pick patterns out much better behind the camera than when I'm actually at the table now. It was the opposite of that when I first started. Stephen is not in this tournament. This is ACS National Championships in Vegas. He will be in along with the rest of the jet setters. They may call themselves Barry's team, but they'll be down for the VNEA in Vegas. Nice little weighted shot. Did she get there, though? Did the 8-ball come in and say hello to the cue ball? I don't know if the 7 passes the 9. If not, maybe he's got the 1 ball. Roll up, use the 4 to get back into position. Oh yeah, he was there all day long. Really nice shot. Only trouble ball on the table at this point now is the 6 ball. You know what? Who are some of the top lady players? I'm not 100% sure. This is our first time down to the ACS National Championships. Ben recognizes some of them from Texas, which I believe is on the other table, table 7. And Chris, I can move that, but I won't do that in the middle of a game. I'll wait until they're finished up this game and then switch it over. I don't like moving in the middle of a game. But certainly when Ben comes back, he can let you know who some of the top lady players are. Myself, I'm just not familiar enough with some of the players here, or actually most of the players. But you could go on to CompuSport and look in the ladies bracket and pick out some of the names you're familiar with. That is always an option. So with the 2-ball being where it is, being hampering everything, I think he'll take this 11-ball top left-hand corner. When is the men's singles final again, Brendan? Not 100% sure. I've been pretty much manning the mic most of the day by myself, so I really haven't had a chance to even look at the brackets. But David did just post the link to CompuSport. All of that information will be available on there. Little wobbly. I don't know whether the 2-ball passes the one to the bottom left-hand corner here. By the way he looked at it and walked away, I would say no. Check that before he even walked to the table. Yeah, Mark, I'll say the same thing that I told Chris. He just typed in the same thing. I will go back to that match, but I'm not going to do it in the middle of a game. I'll wait until this game is done, and then we can go back to the other stream table. I don't like to do that in the middle of a game. Did ACS set it up for you guys to stream all the finals? Not sure. We don't have a lot of control on who goes on to the stream in this event. We've set up on tables 7 and 8, and whatever matches come our way, that's the ones that we're going to stream.
Doesn't look like I missed much while I was gone.
No, not a whole lot, although I'm
Same rack?
missing one game,
Okay.
but I wasn't sure of the names.
Okay.
Voice is a little low. Okay. Let us know how the volume is here, guys. I'll turn both Ben and I up. We're accused of having the same type of sounding voice, so if mine is low, I would imagine Ben's will be low as well.
I can't remember who it was earlier. They asked if I won. They're like, did Ben win?
Why, yes. Yes, I did.
Yes, I did.
Crafts won it. Thank you.
So it's 2-2.
2-2.
We got the
And
best fans,
we do.
especially Barb. She always pays attention.
She does pay attention. I love it. So we've had the request to go back to the other stream table,
I know.
which we can accommodate, but not in the middle of a game. We'll go back at the end of this game.
I know there were quite a few Stacy and Roger fans out there
Yes,
from Texas.
yes.
They actually waited to start their match until we got here.
Really?
Because Roger said they had some people that wanted to watch.
Nice.
So they waited till I got here to start.
Nice.
Well, there's some fans out there.
There are fans. You gotta love it.
I'm willing to bet there's a handful of Medicine Hat players watching Kim Bonnet.
I would imagine so.
Pretty well-known player. Thanks, Joe. And thank you, Mike. I don't know about outstanding. The rolls have been outstanding.
Yeah, the rolls certainly went your way.
They
In
just
the last two stream table matches, they went your way. Not to take anything away from what you did and how you play, but I've seen, and Ben knows what I'm talking about. I've seen Ben go on an absolute tear. It doesn't matter whether the balls roll his way or not. He's just getting out on everything. And not that you didn't play well, but I've definitely seen Ben catch a gear that's almost unstoppable.
Well, and I feel like as much as the balls have rolled my way, they've rolled against my opponent. My opponents have just been having the worst rolls. Like
Yeah.
you might have
Oh,
saw.
I agree.
There was a big one there where the 7-8
Mike.
was tied up,
Yeah,
and he bumped the 7, and it
Yeah.
came right back in the way. It was
yeah,
like the worst roll you could possibly get.
yeah.
And then he took a flyer out of bank and then left it over the pocket. He
Yeah.
just couldn't buy any luck. So
Yeah. David, my man, I know you're a long-time CSL viewer. Let's keep those comments positive, please, brother.
well, I'll be happy I didn't see it then.
Right, a lot of these guys go back and they do watch, so
Well, it's important to keep in mind that this is an amateur event.
It is.
There's
yeah.
no pros allowed here, so these players will make mistakes. They will miss balls. You probably saw me miss a pretty routine 5-ball
No, well,
earlier.
listen. As soon as I cursed you, I got nothing but hell from the viewers because I gave you the commentator's curse.
So I'll blame you, but really it was a mental lapse. But we're all human. Missed that one ball, but left it in a funny spot.
Mm-hmm.
So the shot here is shoot the 13 with right English and break out the 14-1. It's kind of a free shot with the 12 over the hole.
Yeah.
You could do it next. I like doing it now, and that way you still have the 10 as an option later.
I
but
agree. You're talking take the 13 to break? Yeah, I like that.
Absolutely. Well, this is not worst case scenario.
No.
That bank will go in the top left, but that's a really tough shot. And the cue ball will track
The wrong way.
Yeah, away from the 8 on the wrong angle. So the shot on the 8 will be tough, but this is one of those situations where you just make the bank,
Yeah.
worry about the 8 after.
.723 might not be a touring pro, but it's pretty high speed. Ben plays at a pretty high speed, for sure.
I like that Wayne brought that up. I did work on my break in between matches. I broke from the opposite side, and I was cut breaking the one in the side, and it worked quite well in the last match.
Well, and I kind of said you had, I don't know, I think 3 dry breaks in a row, but it's these tables, right? You and I have practiced on these before we started streaming, and they are very, very tough tables to make a ball on.
Well, and it should be noted, as much as I struggled on the break, my opponent struggled even more.
Yep.
And I found that more so in the last match.
Yeah.
The previous match, my opponent broke fairly well. This last opponent, he broke from the right side every time. And I kept trying the right side, and it never worked. As good as the rack looked, that right side just never worked. So I switched to the left, and it worked quite well. But you definitely have to adjust. You have to pay attention to what your opponent's doing, which I bring up a lot.
You do. And it's really good advice.
Just because you're not the one breaking doesn't mean you're not playing the game.
Well, it kind of ties into what we were talking about earlier in learning. You can always learn, and that's one of the biggest things to learn at is watch your opponent on their break, see what's working. Right? If your break is working, continue on. If your break's not working, look at what your opponent's doing.
Exactly. Even I'll go as far as to look at how the balls are settling in the rack when they rack.
Yeah.
You can kind of get an idea of the way the balls maybe roll back or roll forward, or
Yeah, either glue together or a little bit of separation.
right, maybe they rack a little high or a little low. Not that it would be, manipulating it too high or too low, still on the spot, but you can definitely get an idea.
Yeah.
The way the table is racking, which is more important than the way it breaks, is how it racks.
Yeah.
I did have one that I hit really good. I cut the one in the side, and I was dead straight in on the 2.
Yeah.
And the 8-ball went 3 rails full table and right back,
Yeah.
dead center in the way.
Yeah.
And I thought about pushing or jumping and just decided to take a flyer at the kick because there was a ball hanging in the pocket.
Yeah. Well, and Wayne, you're going to find that when it's not necessarily Ben's break, when Ben feels good, it's almost like he runs around the table. Right? And I say that because when Ben's on his game, you won't find I think a faster player or a guy that plays at the same speed.
There's definitely some that play close to the same or maybe slightly faster.
I don't know about that.
But it's not enough to really notice.
No. You're a pretty quick player. When you're in your groove,
absolutely.
You are on complete autopilot.
And I think that's what separates,
which is the goal of the game, right?
Absolutely. And I think that's what separates me from a lot of players too, is when I'm playing quick, I look really confident.
Yeah.
And that can do something to your opponent's head.
Yeah, of course.
When you're just running around potting the balls and making it look really easy all the time.
I've been on the receiving end of exactly that from exactly you.
Yeah, and possibly a $5 set last night,
Maybe, but we don't need to bring that up.
which
Same
I
with
never got paid for, but
no, no. You might.
I might. 4 ball, not quite.
Right, but
So
I've only done that I think to you once.
yeah,
You've done it to me numerous times.
only once, yeah. Think you steamrolled me once. I missed a bank on the 8 in the side where I hit the horn at leather pocket. You probably remember that too.
I do.
Because it was at like pocket
That
weight.
was
and
the first time I ever beat you.
and we both sweated it the entire way.
Yep.
And I was not happy when I lost.
No, you were not.
But when you beat me at Stampede Bar Box, I couldn't be unhappy about that. And you just
No.
played so good.
Well, I hit autopilot.
You were
I just
on autopilot.
and I kind of got a little bit of good rubs because I got out on everything.
Well, and that's part of it too, right? I mean, you can only play so good, but the balls do need to roll your way a little bit.
Well, of course.
And especially these bar box games, because everything's so congested.
Yeah.
You can't have a perfect cue ball all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to run into balls, and funny
Yeah.
things are going to happen.
For sure. So O'Neill is asking, is playing quick a safe way to play? I would say it depends on what your normal speed is, right? You want to find, I mean, obviously too slow is no good, right? Think long, think wrong. But you don't want to play too fast and not think through things clearly. So you got to find wherever that sweet spot is for you. That's the speed that you want to try to accomplish all the time, right? Now you've developed your skill to the point where playing quick is really good for you.
It's beneficial,
Right?
absolutely, because I think less.
Yeah, and for me, I can't play that quick.
No,
I can map a table that quick, but I can't get down and execute the same speed as what you do.
Well, and a lot of times I get caught, like you saw on the 5 ball, where I don't quite give it the full attention that it needs.
Yeah.
So when you see me play like 9-foot diamond 10 ball,
Yeah.
my game is way slower.
Yeah.
It has to be. You have to take more practice strokes and aim more.
Yeah.
To pot the ball. Here,
You've got
I
to be
feel like
more precise.
I feel like I don't really need to aim.
Yeah.
I just need to send the ball towards the pocket,
Yeah.
and usually it goes in. So, but that does come from a lot of practice. Not recommended
Well, and
without a lot of practice.
you know what? Let's be honest. As far as stroke is concerned, especially a straight stroke, I won't say it's pure, but a straight stroke, I haven't seen somebody better with a pure straight stroke.
I was taught really well. I
Yeah.
chalk that up to being taught really well. Obviously, my dad.
See, and I've
taught
got a
me how to
lot of
play.
bad habits, right? But mine's from work and what I do for a living. Now I have to carry that into pool.
It is definitely something that not only requires a lot of practice, but a good fundamental background as well, right?
Yeah. See, and it's funny because I've played pool for a long time, but I haven't played pool for a long time. You know what I mean?
I absolutely know what you mean. Yeah.
I got serious about pool 7 years. Whenever that team I was on when Barry asked me to play.
Yeah, it's about 7 years
About
ago.
7
yeah.
years ago. Yeah. And
I
that's when
I remember playing your team in the playoffs, and I kicked a ball on the side, and I swore I got Barry's attention.
yes.
I think Paul Beatty was on that team too,
Yeah.
if I'm correct.
Yep.
And I was playing Paul in the game, and I kicked the 8 in the side on a really weird angle.
Yeah.
Definitely caught Huey's attention.
Absolutely. But it was it wasn't really until then that I really kind of took my game serious at all. For me, it was the social aspect. I had some natural talent, not a lot, but some. But I had also been playing the game for a long time, so I had worked my game up into that point to develop what it was. But I've been playing the game a long time, but I haven't been playing the game a long time.
And that's where, experience is big, but definitely amount of practice time is equally important as the experience. Wayne wants to know, are we right-eyed or left-eyed? And I know we both are right-eye dominant, extremely right-eye dominant. myself, but I can tell from the way Grant plays, he's definitely right eye dominant.
Get him a Timmy instead of $5.
Yep, that would be a Timmy's right now in Las Vegas is worth more than $5 to Grant. That's like a $20 coffee if you could find him one.
Right? I would pay it. If somebody could find me a Tim Hortons and bring it here, I would pay the $20.
There you go. James says, the way to get rid of bad habits, quit for 18 years and then have a good player reteach you. That could be correct.
Yeah, maybe that's what I need to do. Although I don't have 18 years left in me to quit and come back again.
Right. Try 18 months? No, that's way too long either.
That's too long. I couldn't do it. You know what's funny? When was it? What stream was it that I said, that's it, I'm taking a break? It was after SML.
It was after SML.
Yeah, and I looked at you and I said, that's it. I'm not touching a cue for at
I
least a week and a
knew you
half.
couldn't do it.
No, I played every day. I played every day at home.
It's too addicting. Pool is more addicting than smoking cigarettes or any addiction I can think of, gambling,
Yeah.
anything. Pool is way more addicting than that.
It really is. Stupid game.
Stupid game. It's so stupid, it's great.
Oh, Oreo donuts at Timmy's. Ah, David.
They're overrated. The
No,
Oreo
I would-
ice cap, that's where it's at.
Oh, I would take them all right now. Just bring it. It is getting a touch busy in here.
Well, the scotch will definitely fill up the room a little more.
Absolutely.
I know the 9-ball singles was quite small.
So is online gaming.
Do we know why it's so addicting, Evan says. We do, but we're waiting for you to tell us.
I think it has a lot to do with personal pride,
Oh, so much about personal pride.
right?
So much.
I always want to, and I think this is the way most people are when you first pick up a pool cue, it's okay, I don't really know what I'm doing, so I don't care. But the second you start to care about what it is you're doing, you're done. You're hooked. Because now it's about personal pride, personal achievements, and getting better. And learning how to do some of the shots that you see on TV or in a pro event or what have you. Now it's one of those games that as much as you try to strive to be the best at it, very few make it to that you're the best.
Well, and I think one of the things that's always attracted me, and my dad taught me at a young age, you will never be the best.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how good you are, somebody will always be better.
Yes.
And it maybe not right now,
Yep.
maybe 10 years from now somebody will be better, but
Yeah.
you'll never actually be the best,
Yeah.
right? And
Unless
so
you're Efren Reyes.
the strive to perfection, which is something you can never get in pool, you can never be perfect, but that's something we all try to do.
Yeah.
And we all think one day I'll just never miss a ball for like a year straight. For me, that's a lot of the addiction is the strive to perfection.
Well, and I think, the game and the sport could never be mastered. And for me, it's no matter how many times I've racked the balls in the same spot, the same way for how many years, every time I break, it's a different pattern. It's a different play.
It's the greatest thing about that game. It's always something different.
Yeah.
You'll never see the same out twice.
It's amazing.
Although, I will say there's been many moments where I feel like I'm having deja vu
Yes.
in pool,
Yeah.
which is good.
That's a pretty darn good thing to have there, Ben.
It means you're remembering what happened last time.
Do you feel kind of like sharing some of that with me, perhaps?
I wish I
Just a
knew.
little sliver.
Because a lot of times having a short memory is very good for pool as well.
Of course, yeah.
You don't want to remember everything.
Mm-mm.
But there's definitely times where I remembered way too much and swore I saw the exact same situation.
Is the 9-ball singles finals over? Did Ben win? Ben won the hot seat. He's sitting here beside me. I know it sounds like there's one person talking. There's not. I am Grant, sitting beside the one and only Ben Franchise Francis. But he did win the hot seat. I'm answering for you.
The final will be tomorrow around 1:30. It's scheduled for 1:30, but they will work around the Scotch doubles as well. So depending who is still in the 9-ball and who's in the Scotch doubles will depend what time the final is tomorrow.
Well, and I can say safely that during the final match for 9-ball, I will have a very special guest commentator. It will be Mr. John Barton, JB
Awesome.
Cases.
Awesome.
We're going to have a little fun with you.
Well, I saw Richard sitting here. Richard actually watched the best match that I played the entire tournament.
Yeah.
He sat and watched, and he said, "Is it okay if I sit and watch?" I'm used to it by now,
Yeah,
right?
right.
But he said, "I just want to make sure I'm sponsoring a good investment," he says. He's a really funny guy. So when I saw him sitting over here with you, I thought, oh, yeah, he's poking shots at me for sure.
Of course.
Right? But such a great guy. And it's nice to have a few fans.
Yeah.
I won't lie. It's nice to have people in your corner cheering for you.
Oh, hey, thanks, Kat. That's an amazing compliment. We certainly put our efforts in.
We'll have a mix of myself and Grant on the mic all tournament. Hopefully we don't have any dead air, but it is a possibility during team play.
Team and 8-ball singles.
In which case, we'll try to find some guest commentators as well so you guys don't have to have dead air.
Yeah. We don't like dead air. We try to avoid that as much as what we can, given the circumstances, but there are times, no matter what we try, there's just times where we can't help that.
And the biggest thing is we're pool players at heart. So our first passion is playing. Our second passion is streaming and obviously talking to you guys, but the first passion will always be playing.
Yeah, we are pool players. And you know what? I think that's actually a good thing. You know, when you're trying to commentate and you're trying to, do shot selection and pattern play and so on and so forth, it's an important aspect of commentating.
It's so underrated.
Yeah.
Extremely underrated. I talk about it quite often when you watch, say, basketball, hockey, baseball, which I know baseball obviously being the preferred American pastime.
Yes.
But you wouldn't see somebody who wasn't an ex-player doing commentary on a baseball game. It's always somebody who is an ex-player. It's very knowledgeable. It is important to know what you're talking about. Any mini mania, as Wayne wants to know. They're running minis like they're going out of style.
All over the place.
They'll probably run 10 or 15 a day.
That a boy, Cody.
So switch you guys back over to watch. Looks like Stacy and Roger are shooting to go on the hill.
Well, and I think between myself, Ben, and Ryan, we've got a really good mixture of personality. I tend to find sometimes I add a little flavor to what it is that we try to do on Q Sports Live and my commentary. Not to take away anything from Ben or Ryan, we just have a different approach, a different take on how to deliver and what to say and so on and so forth. And I think that makes us unique. But the common goal between all three of us is to be interactive with the guys that do tune in.
Absolutely. And I've always been more of the play-by-play, try to do constant play-by-play, but it's so hard to
Oh, it's deadly.
to only do that.
Yeah.
So it's very important that we get to talk to you guys too.
Yeah.
Makes our job a lot easier. Cody says he quit playing, watching, and studying pool once. Worst 12 minutes of his life.
Yeah.
That's very comparable to my life, Cody. I don't know if I've ever gone more than about 12 minutes without thinking about pool or watching or playing.
Thanks, Barb. Barb is allowed to make that comment because I've known Barbie for a very, very long time. And we have been through some stuff, Barb.
So here we go. Looks like we're going to see the Medicine Hat team get a game on the board. Eight ball in the corner.
We have had a lot of laughs, Barb and I, to the point of tears. All right, on the board they go. And guess what, guys? It is Judgment Day. Today, the pool gods reveal all your sins. Play, jam up.
Kat, that is actually a really good question, Kat. I feel like that's probably not a foul if you drop the cue ball in the pocket. I don't think so. If it is, it's a really cheesy call.
I think you're right. I don't think it is a foul.
It could be. Who knows? Yeah, Barb, you should probably just book a flight and come hang out.
Absolutely.
All right, James. James thinks they maybe won a game already. I will do a score check in a moment here. Make sure we got both scores right.
Just hop on a plane, Barb. It's a quick 4-hour flight and you're here. You could come hang out. You can come and commentate. Could you imagine me and Barb on Q Sports Live commentating?
That would be good times.
That would be an epic conversation.
Michaela Tab called it a foul once, so I'm going to assume it is then. Michaela knows the rules as good as anyone in the entire world. Cody says there's no pocket marking. What happens if there is a dispute on the called pocket? I feel like it's all fairly obvious in this game. And if somebody has a dispute on what pocket you called, it's most likely a move.
Yeah.
They're trying to pull a move.
Yeah, I don't think it is a foul. I think, David, you're right. I think the only time that placing a cue ball is a foul is if when you're placing the cue ball, you bump into another ball on the table. Then certainly it is a foul.
And there you go. Yeah, James brings up a good point. If there was a discrepancy in the pocket that's called, it would go to the shooter anyway. So it's not even really worth bringing up if you're questioning where your opponent was attempting to pocket the ball.
Well, and it should be fairly obvious where that's going to happen, whether they're banking it or not. It's one of the things that I can't stand.
It's part of the angle that some people try to play, the gamesmanship of it, and maybe they bring it up just to try to get in your head a little bit, or
Sure.
that's what we call moves in pool.
Yes.
We call it moves.
Yes. Which I have never been a fan of.
No.
I'm just more of a straight-up player.
Well, and I hope when I'm playing that you guys notice that I try to have fun too. I try to like joke around with my opponent a little bit, and like it's not just a serious game all the time.
You actually did one thing that I mentioned on the live stream, and you showed some good sportsmanship, and you've done it a couple of times, where you finish the rack, it's now his break, you take the ball, you clean it off, and leave it on the table for him. That's freaking phenomenal.
That's something Billy Thompson taught me. Billy said you always clean the ball for your opponents. Good karma. I don't do it for the good karma. I do it just because I feel like I don't want to see the ball skid when they shoot. Right?
But a good display of sportsmanship. Right? And I really like that.
Actually, the last opponent I played, Michael, super nice guy, really stand-up guy. And he did the same thing. He like insisted on getting the balls for me.
Yeah.
And he would clean the cue ball, and it just super gentlemanly guy, right?
Yeah.
And I hope you guys notice that a lot, because is very important in the game. If everyone played that way, it'd be a much more enjoyable time.
Play with a smile on your face. Although I find it hard. My problem is this: if I get overly friendly, I lose my focus. Right? If I try to joke around and have a good time, I lose my focus
There's a
completely.
fine line, but I think that takes practice as well. Because I used to be really bad at it too, right?
Yeah.
I would get too friendly and I would lose focus.
Yeah.
But I think over
Not
time,
that I'm a jerk, because
No,
I'm
but-
not most times.
but I think over time, the more you practice it, the easier it gets, and you just get used to, you know,
Yeah.
that friendly attitude, but still having the killer instinct when you're shooting the balls, right?
Yeah.
There's a fine line, and it's.
Yeah, it's almost, you got to have that switch and be able to turn it on and off.
I think it's very important in pool to be able to turn it on and off. It's been disputed for a long time that maybe you should just always be in kill mode,
Yeah.
but I don't believe in that. I think there needs to be times when you maybe let off the gas a little to have a little more fun.
Is there a weight limit for a shooting cue or break cue? There is. 24.5 ounces. Or is it 25 ounces?
I believe it's 25.
I think it's 25 ounces, yeah. Which is heavy.
25 is way too heavy, yeah. Barb, I'm bringing it back. Bringing it back. It's not a lost art form anymore. I'm going to strive to show everyone that's how the game needs to be played. That's part of what I love about what we do as well.
We're going to have to change your name now. You can't be franchise anymore. You must be poster child.
Poster child. I feel like that doesn't have as good of a ring to it.
It doesn't, but it's very fitting.
Poster
You're the size
child.
of a child, the poster child. It just works. It
When
fits.
I shave, I'm definitely a child.
Well, it's funny because we can be walking through the casino, having a conversation, both heading to the same spot, and those guys will pull you over and ask you for ID every time.
And I gladly show it to them.
Absolutely.
Because it means they're doing their job. If they're not IDing me, they should probably find a different job. Gentle Ben franchise. There you go.
Colton, if you want that feeling back, there is a cue on the market that will give that back to you. That is the T3.
Yeah, even at 17 ounces, I just let that thing go with only my hand. No body, no hips, no nothing like that. Just the hand and the wrist, and that thing just explodes.
Yeah, I love it.
And at a super light weight, so I can't imagine. I mean, I've tried yours at 21, and it's a sledge too, but
It is a hammer.
that thing at 25, you wouldn't be able to control it.
No, I would probably end up throwing it off the table.
I wouldn't recommend 25 for
Nope.
that. Too
Nope,
heavy.
That'd be too heavy.
Yeah, you could call me two-stroke Ben, too. That's probably another relevant nickname. So when this rack is done, I will go do a quick score update on both these tables just to make sure we're on the right page. We have Stacy hitting the heart of the pocket as usual. Nothing but net. She did come up just a little short of being able to see this 11 ball, I believe. But I think this 12 on the side could potentially slide you down there for shape on it. Next shot. If he can see it now, he should shoot it now. And try to shape the 9 next.
And Cam McMillan, if you are still on with us, if you can comment on the live stream so I can get a shot of your Facebook profile, I'd appreciate that. I'll get your tickets for the viewer advantage sent out right away. Backdoor
27.
Ben or B-side Ben?
B-side Ben.
B-side Ben.
That could be one, except I won the A-side, David, in case you weren't paying attention earlier. Cody says his breaker is a 27. Well, Cody, I hate to tell you, bud, that is an illegal break cue. You are not allowed to play with that. It's actually against the law.
What is?
The law of amateur pool events.
For what? I'm only coming in halfway.
27-ounce break cue he has. Cody has.
Oh, yeah, 27, yeah.
Blaine wants to know if all the T3s are ready to come back with us on this trip.
I am going to check and see where he's at on that. We maybe have yours. Maybe. I won't know if I'll have yours till after VNEA.
That's for Blaine.
Yeah.
If not, it'll be shipped right to your door.
Indeed.
You ordered a green one. Decent. Raymond wants to know where you can find information on the T3.
You can send us a message to the Q Sports Live page. I will respond back to you. The T3, the butt end is made by Jacoby. The shaft is made by a fella named Richard, who was on the stream earlier with me. We do get a little bit of a deal on those cues. So more of a deal than what you would actually get if you ordered direct from Richard. Same as the Jacoby Blacks. So if you do want the T3 or the Jacoby Black, send us a message to the Q Sports Live page. I will fill you in with all the details.
Another great out from Stacy and Roger. So I will go do a quick score check for you guys. Just make sure we got it right now that we're getting near the end.
Yeah, speaking of Jacoby Custom Cues, that is the home of the Jacoby Black. Award-winning company, guys. They just won another award this year for Q of the Year. Phenomenal looking Q. It sold, I think, for $30,000, something crazy. You were going to meet me on the runway? That a boy, Blaine. But I promise you, I can promise you and everybody else that has ordered that T3, I am doing my absolute best to get them all ASAFP. But I will preface that by saying that they are 100% worth the wait. How late are we going to be streaming tonight? You know what? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. I have not even had time to go and check out when the last matches are called for. Do I have any pink ones on order? They don't come in pink, David. Come on now. And guys, we'll just pop up our CSL viewer advantage where you have the option of either getting the T3, the Jacoby Black, or you can choose $620 in cash. So it is $20 for the viewer advantage pack. Within that pack, you'll receive an entry into the winner's choice. And once again, you can choose the Jacoby Black shaft ordered to whatever pin style you choose. The T3 jump brake cue ordered in whatever color you want, minus pink. And other choices, obviously $620 in cash. If you do want in it to win it, qsportslive@gmail.com is the email address if you're in Canada. If you're outside of Canada, send us a message to the Q Sports Live page. I will get back to you with exactly how you can get in it. That draw is also in 2 days, the 13th.
So apparently, we missed 2 games on the Medicine Hat side. So the score is 4-3, which is a big difference between 4-3 and 4-1.
A big, big difference.
So if they can somehow get to this table, which I really don't like their chances, unless Roger plays a really big positional error from the 5 to the 6. I think we'll see him play this with low inside and try to swing around off 3 rails. That'll get him on the 7 or the 6. So cut this 5 in the bottom left with low right English and sling that cue ball around 3 rails towards the 12. Now he looks like he's just going to thin it and play top.
Now I'm wondering if David Harding wants a pink T3.
Roger has overran that ball. I don't think Stacy can see enough to play the 6 in the corner, but I do believe she can see enough to play it in the side pocket. The problem is when she cuts this in the side, the cue ball is tracking towards the bottom right. She may have to sort of play the same shot I was just talking about with low inside English being bottom right. Cut this in the side and try to play 3 rail shape, sending the cue ball towards the 12, which is the stripe on the right hand side, just above the side pocket. So we'll see. She's giving it the long look. If anybody's capable of making this shot work, it's most likely her. Low inside English. Oh, she did have enough to play it in the corner. She played a fantastic shot, got extremely unlucky that the 13 covered the 8. Roger can see enough to cut this 7 in the top right. We'll see if maybe he can shape a bank on the 8. Definitely a tricky little spot to be in here. Even just to shape a bank is not easy.
Yeah, there doesn't look anything easy about this.
I think the shot here is to play this with low left, using 2 rails and trying to crash into what I believe is the 10 ball close to the rack spot. And if he could hit that ball, they might have a good angle on the bank on the 8. I believe we have Hill on the other table.
Hill action. Who doesn't like Hill?
Giving the crowd what they want to see.
You know it.
Kat, you bring up a really great point. We are currently developing that technology. I believe it's called a Telecaster.
It is. Telestrator.
Telestrator, right.
Yes.
One day I'll remember that exact word, but I'm going to use Telecaster every time until I remember. But we definitely will have that technology soon.
Well, and the other thing that we keep trying to do, but we keep getting booked with events to go and stream, are the Q&A sessions. We've done only one Q&A so far. It was Ryan and Ben, but I think it was received really well. What it gives us the ability to do is, rather than just commenting on other people playing and what patterns are there, it really opens up the door for you guys to ask all the questions. We can set up the shots you want to see. How do you hit them? Left hand spin, right hand spin, so on and so forth. So it's a little bit more of a relaxed forum. So we will attempt to get one of those in here sooner than later.
Telecaster is a guitar. Very good, Patrick. Very good.
Augmented reality.
Play us some Dire Straits on it. Okay, okay, yeah. Oh, I deserve that. Thank you,
Yeah,
Brent.
you opened the door there.
See, now I'm never going to forget it. I'll never forget that it's called a Telestrator. So I didn't really see what Roger tried to do there with that 7. But this has opened the door for Kim to possibly run these balls out backdoor and get this hill-hill.
Then we could have a double hill-hill.
We could have double hill-hill, in which case, obviously, we'll go to split screen so you guys don't miss anything.
Of course.
So he did try to cut it to the top right, but he was probably fairly concerned about the cue ball. That might have been why he overcut the ball. I would assume, since I didn't see the shot.
I am going to have to find something to eat here sooner than later.
I think after this match, we're going to take a quick dinner break.
Dinner break is good.
So hopefully we can be back in time for the next set of matches.
Stratostrator.
There you go. Stratostrator.
Right?
That could be what I'm going to call it from now on.
Yeah, what's that thing called? Oh, yeah, the Stratostrator. I like it.
Yeah, I figured he overcut it, David. That's why it ended up there. Tried to throw it a bunch.
Tricky little pattern here. Almost have to slide over on this shot. Is she shooting the high ball?
Correct. I think there's a safety required to win this. I don't really like trying to run out because of where the 13-8 is, and the 14-11 is a little tough.
I actually don't mind taking this 15 and just slide over 3 inches, maybe even more, just up to where the 14-11 is. Cut this 10 into the side pocket. That breaks out the 8.
Breaks the 13. Yeah.
And then you can play the safety off the 11-14.
Then you can figure out the safe, which I don't mind that at all. I try to do that quite often. Rather than just play the safe, try to run out first. And if you can't get out, then play the safe.
Yeah.
I like to try to be a little more aggressive. She played a really smart shot there.
Oh, yeah. She's on the good side of that 8 ball, too.
She did 3 things there. She broke out the 13. She played safe. She also covered the 8.
Yeah.
She blocked the 8, so if somehow they kick the 7 in, the 8 ball still doesn't go.
Yeah.
So Actually, a really smart shot.
really, really well executed, and she got on the really good side of that 8-ball.
There's a one rail towards the rail where she's standing with a lot of left siding. I just don't know how much good it does you. There is another shot here, which is, I'm going to call a super brave shot. And I might just 3-rail this ball in.
I was going to say, is it a 3 or a 2? 2 with tons?
Yeah, the 2.
Not on a valley.
The 2 on the valley won't work.
Yeah,
and
3
the
on
8
the
is
valley.
almost hampering you getting enough right siding.
Yeah.
I think the 3-rail is there, and if you potted it, you might even get a shot on the 8. It would be a little too brave. She's just going to make contact and get
just
safe.
play safe. Just barely touch that 7-ball.
Well, it'd be nice to nudge it near the pocket. Then that makes your opponent's safety a lot tougher.
But if she just nudges that right behind that 13, that's not bad.
It's not bad, but it's not good. You're not going to get another good look at this ball. I would expect Kim to shoot the 14 and sort of stick the cue ball behind the 11 there. So he can do two things with that shot. He can break out the 14-11 and he can get safe. That's what he's going to do. Potentially you could pot the 14. I just don't think it would be worth going for.
So he does leave a 1-rail kick off the top rail, 7 down to the bottom right. But even if you make that,
still
because of the shot prior, the 8-ball's tough.
This would be one of those times where you pretty much have to go for it.
Yeah.
And if you happen to make the kick, then you figure out the 8 after. Maybe you kick the 8 in too.
The double kick out. The Benny franchise special.
There's a chance. There's a chance. I think it's the Hui special, though.
That is a Hui special, for sure.
The kick shot is the Hui special.
As we saw with his
the 8-ball,
the
Canadians,
kick.
The stuff legends are made of.
Famous.
If that doesn't make the hair on your arm stand up, I don't know what does.
Right?
Even just the thought of it right now gave me the goosebumps.
Yeah, right? Well, and the coolest part about that whole thing was watching Joe on the other table, speeding, running around the table to try to run out before Barry kicks in that 8-ball.
Just to make sure that he would have the winning shot.
Yeah.
No, that's why it was legendary. Not only because of the kick, but how the whole match kind of unfolded to end up at that spot.
Yeah.
Right?
Amazing.
I kicked a ball in my last match, and I looked over at you because I missed it by like a millimeter. I hit the horn on the side, and then 2 other balls almost went in.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I think I said he missed the kick and had 3 other things heading towards the pocket.
And I thought, oh, wow, I'm running really good if one of these balls go in. Right?
Yeah. You'd have felt bad.
There were times during that match I did feel bad. I do have a soul.
Come on.
A conscience.
Who are you trying to fool?
It is hard to believe, but I do feel bad when my opponent gets unlucky. And
that depends on your opponent.
Weird
you don't
things
feel
happen.
bad for me anymore.
It definitely depends on the opponent. Like, I'm not going to feel bad if Joe gets unlucky, right?
No, you're
or
not going to feel
Steven
bad
or
if
Eric.
I get unlucky.
You're grouped in there.
I am grouped in there.
That's good company to be in.
It's not bad. I'll take the compliment. That's the only way I'm going to take that, is if it is a compliment.
So they're going to grind this one out. Oh, I like this shot that Kim just played, but it's risky. Fortune favors the brave, as they say.
Indeed.
I think they have a shot on, what is this, 10 ball, bottom of your screen. The problem will be shape on the 11 or the 13 is not guaranteed. The left-hand side pocket actually comes into play a little bit here. There is an option here of just rolling into the 13. Just get the 13 to a rail and use the 8 for cover, but I would really hate to give my opponents a free kick. I think if you can get out here, you should try to get
Yeah,
out
I
here.
think you're taking the 10 here.
And if you shoot the 10 and you somehow get funny on the next ball, then maybe now you could play safe. The thought process there is they don't want to move the 13 because the 8 is blocking. Well, looks like the match on the other table has concluded. So now we're down to one table. So I guess she called safe when she potted that 10. I'm not sure I like that. It can definitely work, but I feel like against smart players like Stacy and Roger, it's probably not the right play. David brought up a good point. Could have used the, what looks like the 15, but it's the 11 to duck behind the 13. That would have worked as well. I don't necessarily mind what she did. I just feel like it's only going to get worse from here.
Yeah, now it's a little bit of a cluster.
But they are in control. Being stripes here, you do have full control.
Yeah.
You have to make a mistake, or your opponent has to come with a miracle shot in order to cough this game up.
They would have to pull another Benny franchise special.
Do I have a team in the team event? Not currently, but I did hear there was a team looking for a player. I may just play.
You're going to play.
I feel like that's just what I do. And I do it well, so I should play, right? I'll take some opinions.
Don't worry. I got the mic.
Well, you're going to play too.
Yes, I am going to play.
That might be where maybe for like one match we might have dead air.
Yeah.
I guarantee it won't be more than one match. And I will try to find some guest commentators. We do have a ton of wizards in the room that
Oh my gosh, yeah.
would do great commentary.
Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to sitting down with John Barton.
John is a wealth of knowledge. He's been around the game for a really
long time.
He's seen the ins and outs, and it's refreshing that he likes what we do
Oh, yeah.
because he's seen a lot of people try and fail.
Yeah.
So when he kind of
He's seen
jumps
a
on,
lot of people come and go and do what it is that we're attempting to do.
exactly. So when he says he likes what we're doing, I feel like we're doing something right.
I think we're on the right track.
It's important to have people like him on board.
It is. Such a big supporter of the game.
He's a fantastic player, so I commend him for trying to grow the game throughout his career as well.
Yeah, you bet.
Not just play, but try to better it
Well, and honestly,
for
to
the
put out
future.
a case like he does that is just unbelievable quality. Good on him.
It's really something that was a risk.
Oh, was it
because
ever?
giving a lifetime warranty on something means that people won't buy it again 10 years from now.
That's right.
But he believed in the product to the point where he knew it didn't matter.
Yeah.
And
Well, listen,
it speaks for itself.
When you put a video together of you running over your own cues inside your case, that says a lot.
It's a really good case. I mean, I've been as excited as you since last night when we got ours, but
Are you kidding? I was like
what a
a
case.
schoolgirl.
What a great case, though. Just probably underrated even.
I would have to say now that I've found out kind of where the pricing sits, I think he's underpriced.
Oh, it's too cheap. It's too cheap for the quality.
It's unreal.
The quality is just amazing, and he's nearly
Wow.
giving them
Did that
away.
hit? Wow.
Oh,
Did
no
you
way.
see that shot?
He kicked it in off the 8th,
He
right?
kicked back cut.
Yeah. He got really unlucky.
Watch this shot.
And we got the benefit of the delayed tablet. But I kind of figured he would kick and play off that ball in.
He just he back
With
cut.
spin.
He's
Yeah, it went off that ball, and then it went one rail and scratched. We're going to have a hill-hill match here
Wow.
as long as Kim can play a little shape on this 8.
Get John to tell you guys about throwing his case out of the hotel window in the early 2000s. That'll be a story I save for when John comes on the stream with me tomorrow.
I've heard some stories about those cases being thrown around.
Absolutely. I think we're going hill-hill.
We are hill-hill, folks.
Why not? Speaking of JB cases,
Segued that into perfection.
yeah, you did. And you know what? It's so true. The protection your Q deserves, designed to your desire. There are thousands upon thousands of different design elements that you could put in to developing your own JB case. From the material to the colors, to the color of the zippers, to the color of the actual material, to now putting logos and all kinds of things on your case. It's unbelievable.
The customization is something that really made him take off.
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of cases. There's so many cases out there.
Yeah.
There's so much.
Yeah.
But the customization was very unique.
Next level.
And it wasn't really something that anyone had done.
Yeah.
Hey guys. Hey you. Hey, you want to go off your mic for a second? I went to the store. I got $45 thing. Yes. Okay, I will. No problem. Awesome.
Decent looking break.
Some Q Sports Live fans in the house from Calgary. Trudy, the one and only Big Plume. Randy Dodging Horse, all the way from Calgary, Alberta.
Nice. Hill.
Oh, this couldn't get any more exciting. And I was picking Stacy and Roger as one of the favorites to win the event, and they could very well lose the first match.
That's crazy.
And I hate to pick favorites, but I got to root for Kim and his partner here.
Yeah.
Obviously because they're from Alberta,
Of course.
but also because I believe they're the underdog here.
Yeah.
And now it's hill-hill. It's anybody's game, and they have a really good look to run these balls out.
The only trouble on the table, as I see it, is the 6 ball.
And they might be able to get shape on the 1 next and get on that 6 right away.
I think the 6 will pass into that left side pocket.
I think it goes in the bottom right also. And the 7 can lead you to that quite easy.
Yeah.
Really, this is the key shot, getting shape on a ball here. He's shaping the 1 right now.
Oh, a little far.
I think he's okay. I think they're okay. And worst case, they can float that 7 in and miss the scratch. That is possible with a little English.
I think he might have went a little too far here.
Yeah, that's assuming they can't see the 1, which you might be correct. It's got to be tight. We'll see. She's doing an extra lap, so that usually tells you that she can't see the 1.
Yeah. She might have to float the 7. That's a tough float with that angle.
Well, and what do you get shape on, really? The 2 possibly to the bottom
2 to
right?
the bottom right, or top right, I should say. If you can float down that far. Oh, maybe she can see the 1.
The 1. So she did the lap just to make sure she was getting good shape on the next ball. This is a really good
great
shot.
shot.
That's a really underrated shot.
It really is the slow roll.
So tough. And trying to get the cue ball right there,
Yeah.
so easy to just end up extremely hooked on the next ball.
And so your pattern here is 7, 4, 2, 6, 8.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't mind maybe shooting the 7 and trying to get on the 6 right now. And that's what he's eyeing up, because if he doesn't get on the 6, he's on the 4. So I might try to do it right now, and that way, if
You
I
can
get
end
on
up
the
in Never
6,
Never Land there, though.
well, I think you have the 4 no matter what.
The 2 or the 4?
I think you have the 4 next no matter what.
I think he's short.
Oh, let's see if the 2 passes in the bottom right now. Past the 6. It's got to be close, but she still has the 4 to the 2
To the right
6,
side,
right?
yeah.
It actually looks a little more off angle on the screen than it does on the table. On the table, that isn't that far off angle. She can roll this in quite easy and get on the 2. I think they're out here.
Look at that again with that perfect slow roll.
So
she's got
tough
that
to do.
mastered.
And now all Kim has to do is play a stop shot, and then really it'll be back on his partner to play shape on the 8. This would be a really fantastic out if they can get out here.
Only thing is she's got to watch when she's shooting this 6 ball is she doesn't draw into that 14 and kill any momentum off the cue ball.
It's definitely going to depend on the angle that Kim leaves her. Kim's going to try to make sure that he doesn't leave her that angle where she's running into the 14.
Yeah.
And I like what he's doing here. This is the sign of a very smart player. He's taking a look at all the options, right?
Yeah.
But he's really going to make sure that he doesn't leave her a funny angle on the 6. He's actually taking a look at what you first called, which was the 6 in the left side, but I really don't like that.
Well, not from this position now.
It's hard to tell from our angle how well the 6 goes. Like it may be a lot tighter than what we can tell from here. Thanks for tuning in, Mike. Glad we could be entertaining, but
Oh, I think he got on there perfect.
yeah,
She
this
might have
is-
to hit this with a little bit of left-hand spin to throw that 6 a little more down to the right.
I think just like a just below center ball, just a soft draw here.
Oh, wow.
That's impressive. Kim's got to bear down and make this 8, and this is a really big win for them. And don't get me wrong, they're both fantastic players, but just from what I've seen from Stacy and Roger, I really thought they were going to be one of the favorites here. But Kim says,
Wow.
no, thank you.
We'll just take it and run it.
I'm here to play too, he says.
Unreal. What a good match.
Really good match. That was a treat.
Well, and with that being said, we'll run the viewer advantage one more time. It is the CSL Viewer Advantage Winner's Choice number 4. It is 20 bucks per advantage pack. If you are the winner, you'll have the choice: the Jacoby Black Shaft ordered to the pin of your choice, the T3 Jump Break Cue ordered to your color, or $620 in cold hard cash. qsportslive@gmail.com is the email address if you're in Canada, if you want in it to win it. If you are one of our USA viewers, message the page and we will get back to you with exactly how you can get in to win. So with that being said, Ben, I think it is time for us to do a quick shutdown, run and grab some dinner, come back here and be ready for the next set of matches that are going to be up.
I believe they've already started the next set of matches
Right.
too, so
And that's both stream tables. So I think we
we'll be quick.
will be quick. We won't be long. We'll run, grab something to eat, guys. On behalf of myself, Mr. Benny Franchise Francis, and the rest of the Q Sports Live team, we appreciate you tuning in. We will be back after a quick meal break. We appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you back here in just a few minutes.
Thanks, everyone.